what's up, and welcome to PrevailPrevail.com. I'm your host with the most, Prevail, and we're here at Cavalier Jewelry Store in Gastown. I'm here with my man Dane Stevens. What up, brother?
What up?
Thanks for having me. Oh man, my pleasure. Come on. So Dane, your quote. I love this because you opted to keep it organic, so we'll get your natural reaction here. This is from a poet, George Eliot, who actually wrote by a pseudonym. That was her pseudonym. Her real name was Mary Ann Evans. She had a quote that said, "These gems have life in them. Their color speaks. Say what words fail of."
I like it. Okay.
So I was reading in the bio, before these gemstones or these jewels or diamonds or the jewelry even gets to the customer, they have a life of their own. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so they're formed in mines all over the world. A lot of it, most of the company actually started Cavalier as a wholesale gem distribution company. So they take on a whole new meaning all along the process. They go from mine to the cutting houses. The gems travel the world. There's a lot of miles on a lot of these gems. They go everywhere before they're cut and polished and sorted through, and then we finally go pick them and buy them and then bring them back, and we do our take on that, and that's a whole different process. They'll see like a bunch of different designers along the way, and then they finally get to the customer. So it's quite the ride.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And so the customer gets the piece or pieces, and then some of those proceeds go to different charitable foundations.
Yeah, some of the local artists in our store, they have their own charity that's kind of important to them. Our in-house initiative is the ALS Society of BC, and that is what I lost my uncle to, Lou Gehrig's disease. This is the more common name. So we try to put a piece of every sale, depending on how big the sale is, away for that. And that's hopefully something we're going to grow towards a bigger total every year when we donate. Yeah.
And you've heard this before, obviously. Location, location, location.
Yeah.
Why Gastown?
We're the only shop in town, so that was an easy one. Hastings Street itself is a big street for commuter traffic. I think our walk-in every day is growing. We're trying to get to a point where it's more walk-in and less referral. I mean, referral's great, but in my mind, until you've made your business when it's all strangers coming in and seeing you, and that just really are buying genuinely into your brand and what you're doing here. So
okay, and so we've covered we've covered the miles on the gemstones and the jewels. We've covered the custom-made aspect of it. What I really want to touch on though is the amazing programs that you guys offer.
Right.
There's a host of things from having pieces CAD designed or handmade, upgrading your old jewelry and trading it in for other stuff.
For sure. Depending on the design, you can, or if you have old jewelry, we work with that too. We can give you a trade-in value. If you have sort of a design in mind, we can assess whether that should be done on the computer with like a 3D printing machine, or we hand carve the wax start to finish and build your ring and keep you informed kind of every step of the way.
And that's the old school.
That's the old school, yeah. That's what I prefer the best.
Okay.
Hand carving a wax and then moving into setting the stones and doing it all organically upstairs in the workshops. What I prefer, but
awesome.
Let the customer decide.
So here's my segue. Also in the bio, I thought this was awesome. You said if Cavalier was to be likened to a radio station, it would play anything. And the first musical genre was underground hip hop. So I was obviously yes, awesome. To indie rock, to rock, to indie stuff. And you guys really do have an amazing array of stuff here. So if you guys haven't been yet, you got to come down to Cavalier and check it out and just see the array of stuff. But you're also a musician.
Yeah.
The name of the band again?
Tough Lovers.
Tough Lovers. Yeah. You play bass.
Play bass. Yeah. It's not a full instrument, I know, guys, but I mean, I'm trying. Trying to get there.
So the love of art from the creation of jewelry to the creation of music.
Yeah. I think they're really, really similar in a lot of ways. What we do here is start to finish creative, and we write all our songs organically in our rehearsal space and at home. So I think there's a lot of parallels between those two.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Creativity, man, it's got a rule.
Comes in different forms.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hum a little bass line for us.
I can do the Nardwar thing. Doot 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 doot
doot doot. Shout out to Nardwar. PrevailPrevail.com, of course, live here at Cavalier with my homeboy Dane Stevens. Thank you guys very much. If you're itching for an engagement ring or even something for yourself personally, you got to come see again the array of stuff that they have here will absolutely astound you. Local, a lot of it goes to charity, so you can't lose. Feel good and look good. Word up. Peace.